Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's meeting of the Phrancko Sweater Knitters. It looks like we have a pretty large group today. I'm happy to see. And we welcome anyone to come join the group and participate in the discussion, share your work with us, share your tips with us, and we will share ours with you. We love to do this every week, and it's at 2:30 Pacific time. The link to the meeting is found on the website, phrancko.com, as you see the spelling in front of me in orange. And if you join the website, you will see the link on the top of almost every page, inviting you to come join us. So let's see if we can get some more new members. This would be great. We also have virtual members who watch us every week and leave comments. And I got a really good suggestion from one of them. I'll tell you about it in a few minutes. But first, let me greet everybody who's here. Hi, Mary.
Hello.
Hi, Ronnie.
Hi, Frank.
Hi, Sidra.
Hi, Frank.
Hi, Wally.
Hi, Frank.
Hi, Sumner.
Hi.
Hi, Will.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Joellen.
Hey.
Hi, Jenny.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Judith.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Ron.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Tim.
Hi.
Hi, Sandra.
Hello.
And hi, Cindy.
Hi, Frank.
Well, that took longer than usual.
There goes your 2 minutes.
It's really nice to see you all here. So we have several virtual members of the group. I mean, they consider themselves members because I interact with them in the comments. And you might want to go find the comments under the videos sometime and take a look, because it's kind of fun to know that there are other members of the group that we have never seen here, but they watch every week and they comment. One of them is Sergio Navarro, who watches from Seville, Spain. And he came up with an excellent suggestion for something we can discuss. And I think he meant just once, but I'm thinking this could be a regular feature. In addition to us sharing what we do every week, we could have somebody or a couple of people share their favorite knitting book suggestions. We all have a knitting library, I'm sure. And we have books that we use regularly. We have books that we've learned a lot from. We have books that we just love to look at. We have books that have patterns that we love, techniques that we love, and let's share those with the world.
Okay.
So,
Great idea. Sounds good.
I know you all didn't come prepared to do that, so I came prepared. But I would get it. But in the future, oh, there you go.
Yes.
All right,
yes,
Sumner.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Good choice.
You kick off the new feature of the Phrancko Sweater Knitters meeting. Tell us your book.
Well, this is kind of like way back, like Boston Women's Union, 1992.
Yep.
Me just walking by, just saying, I just really want to learn how to knit. And the little lady's telling me, oh, well, we can't teach you because you're not a woman. And they hooked me up with Elizabeth Zimmermann, who I read her books honestly like a novel. Laugh out loud funny, a great writer. And I always go back to probably this one, which is Knitting Workshop. Right. But then all of her little books, like she has a couple little pamphlet books that she put out. They just read really well. So anyway, that's a favorite, but it's not my only Elizabeth Zimmermann.
Excellent. Right. Well, that was a great kickoff. So
Did you get the new version of her knitting workshop one?
This is the newer version. This because I
I-
totally destroyed the other one, right?
They have another one out that's colored.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I don't have that.
Yeah, I have
Uh,
that one, so.
But I had a friend who had this book because I was looking for it because I totally destroyed the other one.
Mhm.
And she gave me this one.
All right.
Yeah, my friend Karen. Grateful she had it.
okay, my turn.
Okay.
I took a workshop by Patty Lyons, and she had her book available, and I purchased it, and she signed it for me, and I started reading it. And it is the first book of tips and tricks that I have read from cover to cover.
Oh, wow.
And this is the book, Patty Lyons' Knitting
Oh,
Bag
yeah.
of Tricks.
Mhm.
She has a unique approach, besides being really funny and readable and enjoyable to read. She says that she has discovered all kinds of things that knitters don't think to tell you when they're teaching you to knit. And she has had to work them all out by herself. And these are all the things that she has come to understand that no one showed her, but she found were really excellent ideas. And I just loved this book. I never read books from cover to cover, but this one I couldn't put down. So that's the one I will bring today.
It
I'm
is
so-
really entertaining, isn't it, Frank?
It is very entertaining.
There's
And
a
if you
lot
ever
of
get a
good
chance to go
tips and
to a
hints, but
workshop with her,
it's good.
her workshop is really entertaining as well.
Joellen's favorite.
Oh,
Joellen.
oh, there's Tim. Tim went and got his favorite book.
Oh.
It disappeared.
Oh, there you go.
All right. And
I
Tim
used
got
to-
his?
Yeah.
I
It was
used to
fucking
work with Patty
Oh.
years ago in New York. We worked together, and I've been meaning to buy this book and haven't.
Wait a minute,
Yes.
Tim. Let's hear what Will is saying here.
Oh, sure.
I just want to say I'm glad that you are recommending this because I've been meaning to buy it and haven't yet, and it's been on my list, so now I've got to order it.
It's really great.
Very nice.
Okay, Tim.
So I don't know, are we mirrored in the thing? So how do we unmirror this?
No,
You just-
no, we can.
No, you're not
You
married.
can say it.
But
It
Yeah,
shows up right.
this is Knitting Comfortably by Carson Damaris. And it's a really good book if you like struggle with like pain while you're knitting or doing anything fiber related. It's got all sorts of exercises and recommendations all the way down to like picking out your chair that you knit in and like posture and like where to knit. They have recommendations on like different kinds of grips that you can use to try and knit more comfortably, and they've got all sorts of great exercises
Wow.
that you can do to make sure that you're staying healthy while you're working. This is one of my favorite ones here. Everybody's shocked by how much of a stretch they get when they do this one. But yeah, knitting comfortably.
That is probably our #1 most recommended book because we often hear people complain of pain. They say, my arthritis has taken a number on me, or I just had a treatment for my carpal tunnel syndrome. And Carson is a physical therapist and a knitter. And so he comes at the subject with expertise in both of those fields. And it's really just a treasure trove of information, both if you have an injury of some kind that is making it difficult for you to knit, or if you want to avoid one, because while it sounds silly that like I hurt myself knitting, your body doesn't know what is causing your repetitive stress injury. Repetitive stress injuries are caused by doing the same thing. over and over and over and over again. And that's what we do when we knit. So, you know, your shoulder doesn't know that you were knitting when you got that repetitive stress injury. It just knows that it had repetitive stress.
That's great.
I had a very serious knitting injury. I was teaching a class and it was all of left-handed knitters. And what's funny, of course, is there's no such thing as a left-handed like piano player, right? Thank you, Suzanne Bryan. So generally I would teach them either throwing or continental, what made them comfortable. And I knelt down to go kneel down to be a little bit closer to somebody and I popped my knee.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Ouch.
ouch.
Oh, yeah, I needed meniscus surgery and it was pretty severe. And the joke was that was my knitting injury. Yeah. Had me out of work for 2 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah, crazy. And Suzanne Bryant just recommended that book last week, Tim,
Oh,
in our class. She just recommended that exact book.
Yeah, it's very good.
well, that was a nice kickoff to a new feature of the Phrancko Sweater Knitters meeting. Thank you all. Let's do it again next week.
Frank,
Yes, Mary?
you asked about the yellow, red, goodness me, blue yarn I was using last week.
Uh-huh.
And it's Yarn Inspirations by Karen Bloxham Cakes. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yarn Inspirations, Karen, Blossom Cakes.
Okay.
Excellent. Thank you.
And that had 400 and how many yards? Oh, now I can't find it. Oh, well. Anyway, it has a lot of yarn in the cake. And I love knitting with it.
Wonderful. And what is its fiber?
Oh, yeah, you would want that, wouldn't you? Cotton and, I said nylon last week, but it's not. It's cotton and 39% acrylic.
No.
Oh,
61% cotton, 39 acrylic.
wow. Well, thank
And
you
I
for
didn't
sharing that.
mention my book, but I love Maggie Righetti's. That was
Yes,
one of the first ones I bought.
knitting in plain English.
Yes, she's
And-
funny too.
And tell us a little about that book. What's in it? What is she actually presenting? How to knit or?
Yes, she does all sorts of, before you begin to knit, what's in your knitting bag. Then there's really a good one that says buttonholes are bastards. There is only one stitch, but you can always do it a certain way. And she has illustrations. If I can get this right.
Yeah.
Oh, look
With the
like,
needle and the yarns.
yes.
And then she shows some patterns.
Oh, all right.
Oh,
Pretty. Oh, wow.
oh, stitch
Open
pattern.
lace.
Yes,
Yeah.
lace
Is that
pattern.
okay? Can you see it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks great. It's working perfect.
So, and she did a second one that is designing. I bought it, but I'm not there. Probably never will be. As I said, there's just 2 stitches you learn to do, knit and purl.
Hey, I expect it's the case that we're all designers to some degree. Haven't you ever modified a design to be something a little bit different than you were told to do? Maybe,
When I made a mistake.
and then
That's
you
my
incorporate the
design.
mistake into your work and it's a new design.
Exactly. Exactly.
So how's everybody doing?
Great.
Good, thank you.
It's been a good
Making
week.
progress on your projects?
Yes.
Slowly but surely.
Yep.
Yes, say that loud and clear, Will.
Mm.
It's not always forward progress, is it? Sometimes it's backward progress, but that's
Yeah.
progress as well.
Yes.
So,
That's
Nora, I did want to thank you for sharing last week. I don't think I was at the meeting, but I received your COVID, and I just wanted to say I thought about you a lot ever since.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, miserable.
You got to be careful in these crowded environments we're in here.
Mm.
Yes.
Janet, who attended your meeting last week, yes, also had COVID.
Oh no.
Wow.
Oh, this is a spreader event, huh?
I know. Who knows?
How is she doing? Have you been in touch with her, Ron?
Yes, she's recovered. What's going on with my voice?
Uh,
She's recovered. She's much better.
oh, good.
And she's having fun deep diving into the Phrancko verse. So
Oh, good.
we've
We
got
look
a
forward to her returning and telling us about it.
I imagine I'll see her tomorrow. She's generally here for our social knitting events. So I'll see how she's doing.
So, Sandra, if you don't mind me singling you out, how are you coming?
I can report. So I finished my swatch, which was pretty big. And then I did the L,
Okay.
suggestion. And when it was, without blocking it, my gauge was 22 by 33.
Wow.
And then when I blocked it, how my daughter would probably take care of the sweater, which is not do anything to it. Just get it wet and stuff and then just lay it out there, right? And it turned out to be my block gauge was the same, 22 by 33.
Oh, aren't you lucky?
No, I thought I'd messed up. I'm like, why did that happen?
Oh, no, that's what we all wish for.
No, that's good. Yeah, you don't want to overblock something
Yeah.
because it's deceiving.
So, just trying to treat it like how she would treat it, which probably would be how I treated it too after a while. So I'm just now putting in all of the measurements, and I see that I'm missing his arm circumference.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so that's going to be an important. It's not like a wrist where you could figure that out later if you
Right.
had.
The wrist is not as important. But the upper arm determines a lot of things about how the shoulder fits.
Right. So is upper arm, tell me where upper arm is.
It's the
Armpit?
No, it's around the bicep.
I don't know what a bicep is.
Well, the bicep, let me see. Let me see if I can show you.
Is it this part? Like I don't have a bicep.
Where the muscle is.
Yeah.
Like in
where
the
your
middle?
muscle
Yeah,
is.
it's the muscle here. And so it would be, it's so hard to do anyway. It's right around this part, right around this part.
Okay, so it's not all the way up to the armpit.
No, because the armpit would kind of distort it, I think, but it's probably pretty close. It's probably not a big difference unless he's got huge muscles, I guess.
See, he's muscular. He's
Okay, well then measure around, have him hold his arm like this and measure it.
Okay.
Not making his muscle as big as possible, but you also don't want it stretched out. But I mean, it can change quite a bit for a man who has large biceps.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll get that. Can I put in a fake number to kind of see what the projected yarn amount would be?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
can you give me a fake number?
What's the next size?
I would say 14 to 15. If he's
That's a
extremely
pretty
muscular,
big,
that's pretty big. but
That's
for a
pretty
guy,
big
mine's
ego.
mine's
thing to
13 and a
figure.
half, and I'm not that muscular. So 14, maybe.
Okay, but if I did 15, that would give me some extra yarn.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And then underarm to wrist, that's bent, right? Not,
No, I measure it straight
okay.
from
I have this straight
from
one.
here to the wrist.
Okay. Whew, that's the only one I'm missing. So after we're done, I'll call him.
Okay.
I'm so excited. I could not get to this before this week. And then this morning, yesterday, our water heater went out.
Oh, wow.
But we have a brand new water heater, so we're happy.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
And what neckline style are you going to choose?
The saddle shoulder.
Okay.
And then I said an 18 circumference, 18-inch neck circumference.
Well, that's very large.
Is that very large?
I'm
My neck
well,
is 18 and a half.
Pardon me?
Okay.
My neck is 18 and a half. See, it's under there.
yeah. And actually, I didn't mean to say it's very large. Mine's 17. So
Okay, let me see what my notes said. It said neck 18 may stretch to 19 because he didn't want it choky.
oh, I see. Okay.
But I could always put a little bit of elastic in there if it was a little
If he
gappy.
wears an extra large shirt, an 18 is fine.
Okay.
That's
I'll ask
true.
him.
Yes.
Well, the rib is going to stretch a little too, so.
Would it be the neck size, the collar size of a men's shirt, when you're buying a button down and it's
Pretty close, yes.
15 and a half?
That's right.
It should be, but vanity sizing.
Pardon me?
It should be, but vanity sizing does creep into men's clothing sometimes.
Okay. I don't know. I'm excited. So we're going to see them next weekend. So
Oh,
he'll probably
good.
he'll see this little swatch and I'll say, it's your sweater. Yeah.
Oh, you mean you're not going to be done with the sweater next weekend?
Not on whatever these. I had to go down on my needle size so much. What was it? US 2s.
Really?
Yeah. To match it on to go to in the round. If I knit flat, I could use a US 3 and get the same measurements. But if I go in the round, I had to use a US 2.
And what is the gauge?
22 by 33.
Does that make sense to everybody?
No.
Loose knitter.
Yeah. Are you in?
Yeah.
You're loose
I'm
knitter?
loose, but I didn't know. Usually I'm just one needle size off. But this one I don't know. I'm happy to get, I'm trying not to think about 2. I'm trying to think 22 stitches per 4. I'm fine with that.
Uh-huh.
And which yarn is it?
It is wool stock. It's Blue Sky Fibers wool stock light. So it's super soft. It's kind of creamy feeling.
So is that a DK or a sport or?
It's a fingering.
Oh, a fingering.
Wow.
Well, that's not surprising.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To have it be a 2 if you are a looser knitter.
Yeah, it gives a good fabric that you can't see through it. It's not dense. It's not hard to knit. But I tried with a 3 and it was just too sloppy looking the way I knit.
Well, you want to get the fabric that you need.
So
That's
I'm
right.
trying to think I'm knitting on 2s. I'm just not going to think about
Don't think of it. Don't think of it.
Yeah. The needle size, at the end of the day, if the gauge is consistent, the needle size doesn't matter. Right?
No.
Right? Yeah.
That's right.
And I love knitting. So if it takes a while, whatever, right?
Right.
Just more
take a while.
more
Well,
knitting.
with 22, but 22 stitches for 4 inches, that's only like that's 5.5 stitches
Yeah.
per inch. That's not really tight. It's not
Yeah.
like stocks or something, which are 28 or 30 for 4 inches.
That would usually be considered a DK weight stitch count. So
Right. Yeah,
it's
that's why I
unusual
asked
that it's
about
a
the yarn.
fingering on 2s.
But I
But
have
maybe
done
it's
it
a fuzzy
before.
yarn. Is it a fuzzy yarn?
Well, yeah, it says wool, but I cannot find where my yarn is. I think it's in the living room. But it's got something fuzzy in it.
I see.
Yeah.
I
I'm
will-
thinking
Yeah.
alpaca because it's got such a nice drape.
Did you
I
say
was-
alpaca?
That's what I'm thinking is
I see.
woven part of
Yes,
it.
that would explain why the stitches are bigger than you might expect for a fingering weight yarn.
Okay.
What
Yeah.
material are your needles?
They're metal, Chiagu metal. So it makes I'm looser on those.
Love Chagu.
Yeah. So Sestari Wool Company, I've knit 2 Phrancos with that wool. I absolutely love the wool, but their fingering is a 100% DK weight. Like it actually is. So it really does also depend on the local wool manufacturer or how they're making it and what they're calling it. Your best way is your gauge. And if your gauge is good, I wouldn't think twice about it.
Right.
Yeah. So it just means I like fixed needles.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to get some fixed size, I have one big long one. So I can make it, but I'll probably buy a couple of fixed I was going to say noodles, but needles to get this done. Yeah. So I'm excited.
Well, wait a minute. If you did your swatch on Chiagu's, I would recommend that you use those same needles to make the sweater.
Yeah, I was going to buy the same brand, but you can get a 16-inch. See if I can get the 9-inch for
Oh,
the
your
sleeve.
Chiagu's were not interchangeable needles?
No.
She likes the fixed.
I like
I
fixed.
see.
Because it
I
keeps,
see.
they eventually start snagging my fabric as they start.
Yeah. Unwinding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, but I don't buy I have interchangeables, but I don't buy them until after I've gotten going, to figure out what I actually need with my interchangeables.
I see. All right.
Supplement what I need to supplement. So you can tell I'm still excited. Yeah.
That's great.
I love it.
And we're excited to see your progress. So
Oh yeah, it's going to be I did the math because I was trying to think like Phrancko. And I thought, okay, so 4 inches by 4 inches is 726 stitches at that gauge. That's a bit.
A bit.
Yeah.
So I would like to share something that's not knitting, but it's definitely knitting related.
yeah.
My husband made sure I showed everybody what I did.
Uh-oh.
For 30
Okay,
years.
let's see it, Sumner.
Where is it?
I've had my circular needles in everywhere. I even bought a piece of furniture to fit them.
Oh, wow.
On my circular needles. So a zippered 3-ring binder with pencil cases.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Look
that's
at
so
that.
nice.
Oh, God.
Labeled
That
with
is
the
so
numbers.
nice. I'm so envious.
That is
Right?
perfect.
Oh, wow.
And I have every circular needle that I own. There is hundreds of dollars worth of needles in this little setup.
I was going to ask the group, what is their favorite way to organize their needles? Because I cannot figure one out as efficient as what you've just done.
This is what I've got.
Amazon Basics, and it was not even expensive.
But those don't travel very well.
No.
Here's mine.
You move a lot around with your needles.
Yeah.
When I'm traveling, I shove my needles in my pockets of my knitting bag. But I also own a yarn store, so there's a lot of needles. floating
That's
around.
true. That's true. I mean,
Yeah.
that
I
is a
love
good
that.
idea.
Be traveling with that satchel and leave it on the bus when you hopped off. That would be miserable.
Oh my God.
Oh, God.
There's a project on the train.
But that's good because you could just pop off the sizes that you think you might need, and you could just take those with you if
Yeah.
you're traveling. So
Yeah.
you have a little range. Well, I might need 7, 8s, or 9s, or whatever it is.
I think 24 pencil cases was about $12.
No way.
That ain't bad. That's very good.
Yeah.
It's school shopping time on Amazon.
Yeah.
Everything's on sale.
I have the same idea as you, Sumner, but
Oh, my
this is Bass
Bass
Pro
Pro
Shop.
Shop.
Oh, there you go.
Hold it and Mary.
Oh, I love it. Perfect.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah,
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great minds think alike, Mary.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Keep your tackle in there too.
I'm not a fisherman.
Keep your tackle in there too.
Only when it's time to tackle a project.
Yeah.
But it is the
Something
same
to show us on their.
idea as Sumner's.
I'm sorry. Let's.
Same idea that Sumner showed.
Yeah, that's great. Let's see some of your work.
Oh, wow.
Who wants to show us what you've done this week?
Oh, what am I doing?
Ronnie.
So I've missed the last 2 weeks,
Yes, and we've missed you. We're
Mhm.
happy to see you back.
and I had started, my second Phrancko,
Wow.
and here's where I'm at. I might need to move my.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
Need to
Hey.
move it back a little bit. Okay, so there's my
Oh,
folded collar. Remember I had the folded collar?
Yeah, I love that.
Mhm.
That's
Lovely.
great.
I thought I was gonna
Oh,
run
lovely.
out of round, so I
Superb.
put the stripe in there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I've
That's
got
nice.
one
Really
sleeve,
cool.
Hey.
Brilliant.
Woo!
Yeah, that
and
looks
here's the
great.
other sleeve. I need about 60 rows are left on it. And I use two
Oh,
circulars. But I'm thinking if I had to do it all over again, I think I'd put that stripe in the yoke.
Yeah. That would
Oh,
be
up
And then
here.
it would look better, I think, if it was in the yoke.
Yeah,
So anyway, I'm pretty happy with it though.
Yeah.
Mhm.
it
Very
looks
good.
great.
I
Mm.
like your choice in colors are nice.
It is under the arms. But I guess I'm just gonna have trouble doing that. I don't know. It was better than it was the first time, but
And your next one will be better.
yeah. So I'm proud of it. I've tried it on several times.
Yeah, you should be.
And I did on the sleeve down here, I did an Icelandic bind off. Have y'all done that?
Mhm.
I kind of fell in love with the Icelandic bind off.
Oh, yeah.
No,
I love
what's
it.
I think I
that?
might use that over and over again because I kind of like it rather than, a regular bind off where you slip the stitch over or whatever.
What's an Icelandic bind
Yeah.
off?
Yeah.
How do you do that?
You sort of knit the stitches through the stitch you just knit.
Yeah, you knit a stitch and then you move it back from the right-hand needle to the left-hand needle. And then you go in like you're going to purl, but you go in that first stitch and then you knit the second stitch between it and pull both of those off and then put it back on and then do it again. And it creates kind of a rolled edge,
Yeah.
kind of a
And
rolled
stretchy.
edge. I don't know. I kind of liked it anyway. It says it's stretchy. I don't know how stretchy it is.
Stretchy. Yeah.
Oh, I have to
Stretchy.
look at that.
It
But not
matches.
ugly.
It matches garter stitch beautifully. It is
Yeah.
a beautiful bind off for garter stitch.
Yeah, that's where I saw it's really for garter stitch, but I don't know. I liked it anyway, and I wanted to try it. So
And how did you
I'm
learn
gonna
to
do it more often.
How did you learn to do it? A YouTube video or a book?
Yeah,
or what?
YouTube video. Yeah, just
Like
popped up in my
most things.
list.
Yeah. Like most things, you can probably just enter Icelandic bind off knitting and get
There you
a
go.
dozen videos.
Yeah, the video I looked at was like maybe a minute and 12 seconds or something.
Uh-huh.
Oh, wow.
It was, yeah, a person just saying how to do it and then did it. And I think Very Pink had one also where she kind of got in a rhythm, and you could really see a rhythm of doing that.
Uh,
Going
a
around the
fast
curve,
knitter.
I never really found the rhythm.
She's a fast
Patty
knitter.
Lyons has a YouTube of the Icelandic
Okay.
cast on and bind off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think it's on in that book you just showed, Frank, on page 173. It shows what I believe Ronnie's talking about on the bind off, and I just accidentally used that just the other day. So it's and it's interesting when you pull those two off, you think, oh, I'm gonna lose a stitch, but you don't.
Yeah, it's kind of scary, those first couple of stitches.
one you're looking
Am I
at?
doing this right?
I just turned to that page, that's all.
You can page 2.
175, I think it was.
Oh, 175,
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun.
173. I don't know.
Let me look.
Constant learning.
I have COVID. I have an excuse.
It took me forever to get rid of COVID brain. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, 173. Sorry.
All right.
At least I know the right day today. I didn't the other day with Cindy and them. I wasn't sure what day it was. I shouldn't be knitting, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Well, I finished my sweater.
Oh, great.
And it's way too warm to wear it, so I'm going to show you pictures of it.
Okay.
If I can find them. Where did I put that? Oh my. Oh, sometimes it's just hard to find the right window.
Nice day.
There it is.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
nice.
How
That
nice.
turned out
Look at
so
that.
nice, Frank.
Yes.
Oh, I love it.
Lovely.
Very
Beautiful
nice.
on.
Beautiful.
Mm,
I love the color work.
yeah,
That's great.
it is.
And
And
no
come-
puckers anywhere.
There you
That's
go. I
wonderful.
was just going to ask you, Phrancko, how come you don't smile?
I added that one just to get a closer look up at of the yoke
On the
itself.
yoke. It's
Very
beautiful.
nice. Yeah.
Very nice.
Now, you never want to just point out the flaws when you show something,
Exactly.
but it's a learning opportunity if I tell you what I did wrong. Can you believe I got the gauge wrong?
Really?
Oh,
No
The row gauge was only 7 2/3 stitches per inch, and I used 8 stitches per inch. And if you look at the sleeve in this picture, I've got it bunched up around my wrist
Mm-hmm.
because the
Yeah.
sleeve is actually about an inch longer than I wanted it to be.
Oh, wow.
Ah,
And there's a roll around the lower edge, and that's
Right.
because the length is it's another mistake I made. The pattern says knit for so many inches, and I was too lazy to get out of my chair, lay it down on the floor, and measure. So I did a
God,
calculation. I just
Welcome to the club.
I did a
Been there, done that.
calculation, and I said, oh, well, I know how many inches it's supposed to be, so let me just
Uh-huh.
multiply that times 8, and that's how many rounds I'll do in the body, and it's too long also. So both the
Wow.
body and the sleeve are longer than I would really want, but I'm still going to wear it. It passes. And
Well,
I'm not
and if you
going to
need
tell
it, then you
anybody
can-
else that I made that mistake, so keep it a secret.
Yeah.
Okay.
We won't tell anyone.
We
We've
can
all
leave your
done it.
gloves at home and just pull the sleeves down.
Yeah, we've all done it.
Well, I can show my knitting since I can't knit right now because it's in a lace part, and you can bet that's not going to look right when I get done. But
Yeah, nice.
lovely.
Look at that.
Oh, that's good.
Wow.
that, and then there's the sleeve. I'm gonna be about a 3/4 length sleeve with a little lace on the end of this.
Oh,
Nice.
Lovely, Joellen. Really nice.
Yep.
I love the color.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
That's
that
my one
copper
that I'm gonna
yarn.
melt
That's
into
great.
this chair with. 'Cause
Mm.
it's the same.
That's fun.
That's great.
So I can show.
Phrancko, I have a question too about a Phrancko when we're all done show and tell.
okay. Sidra,
Oh, look at that. That's nice. Oh, God, yes.
Wow.
Really
The color is so
Color.
pretty.
lovely.
So I tried it on the other day with Kathy and Joellen and who else was ever on that line. And it actually fits. It fits really well. I'm afraid when I block it, it's going to be too big.
uh-oh.
Oh, wow.
Because
Well,
I don't know how much the mohair and everything, stretches out.
It's got mohair. Mohair is going to kind of stick it together. Mohair's not going to stretch it out. I don't
Okay, that's good. Then it'll fit just perfectly.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
does fit you.
Yeah, it'll
Looks
bloom,
pretty.
but it'll stick where it is.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
It won't,
I'm good with
it
that.
won't go.
Okay.
You
Is
should
that
be
where they got
good.
the name of that, mohair?
Yeah, more air.
We have gotten so much yarn in the last couple weeks. So much yarn. And so we're going through. Sumner should have received a box of yarn today in the mail. So I don't know if you've checked your mail today.
I haven't had time.
Well, you should have something to look at in your
Oh,
mail
you're kidding me.
right
Oh,
now.
I'm so happy. Yay.
So go get your mail. No,
I will.
Be right back.
I'm swatching a faux fur.
Ooh,
So
blimey.
I've just finished the ribbing.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
my goodness.
I love
It's
it.
like boucle, huh?
Yeah, it's something.
Oof. That's something.
It's like a faux fur polyester, so my hands are schwitzy, but
Yeah.
like that's
Wow.
trying to dry my hands off. But we've got a lot of good stuff that I'll share with you some other time when we're not pressed. But that's what I'm doing. I've taken a break to swatch things. There's some funky stuff. So a faux fur for toy making that I meant to get when people start doing their holiday shopping. So get this swatch done.
Wow.
What are you up to, Tim?
I'm a foot ahead from last week.
Oh,
Oh, nice. Look at that.
There's Tim's monster foot.
How big is that monster going to be?
Pretty big.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah, here's his head and his body.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
wow.
Oh, he's so cute.
Oh, look at that. The eyes.
Hands.
Oh my God.
oh, wow.
You
Yeah.
can't.
It works.
Ron. That's fabulous.
Uh,
Well, I finished my first swatch for level 3, the tubular cast on and bind off, and that one's blocking. And so then I'm coming up and I have all these yellow stickies here on my desk with all these different ones of matching cast-ons and bind-offs and my little reference pieces. And then I'm testing them to see what I like. So this is the first one that I'm doing. This is the Channel Island cast-on.
oh,
love
I think
it.
it's kind
Oh,
of cute.
isn't that fun?
isn't that cute?
Oh,
So I
wow.
think that one's really good. When I do it, I'm not going to turn it in purple, but this is just my little test pieces.
Is that like a plinko then?
It
That's
kind of
okay.
is like a
Yeah.
tiny, it's a very tiny
Peacock.
Phrancko,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's done with, you can see here, the, it's like a double cast on.
Yeah.
You're using two strands,
Oh, okay.
and
Yeah.
Oh,
you tie
Yeah.
the knot and then the other. So
That's
you're
beautiful.
Yeah.
you're using, there's one strand for the stitch that actually goes on, and then there's two strands for the part on the bottom. And the way it gets wrapped double around your thumb, the
Mm.
backwards way.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and I like it, but then I have to figure out how do I explain this in my instructions. So we'll see.
Oh.
But I am thinking this will be one that I use because I like it.
Has it
Oh,
got
that's
much
it.
stretch to it?
It does have a pretty good stretch. It's not, here, let's see if I can get it over here so you can see. And it stretches
yeah.
actually
Oh,
quite
look
good.
at that.
Good,
Oh,
good,
yeah.
good.
Very
So,
stretchy.
That's great.
so it is. It's good. So
Yeah.
I think it'll be. I
Yeah.
think it's nice. It is one a lot of times that's it said it's good on stockinette, garter, knit one, purl one. It was traditionally used on gansies,
Yeah.
like a sweater hem,
Yeah.
cuff down socks, and it's very strong but elastic. And it
Okay.
supposedly wears well because it's got that double layer of yarn in the bottom that it would help it to wear a little bit better.
Cindy, I didn't realize you had finished your little bag hanging behind you.
Yes, I did.
That's cute. Show that.
This was the reticule pattern that was
Oh.
from Ron's.
Nice.
So this one's
Oh,
all
that's
totally
really good.
finished.
Oh, I love it.
So
Mm.
cute.
That's
I love the
beautiful.
little horse.
Yes.
But this
Oh,
is
I
one
love
of
the motifs.
Ron's patterns. So it has the
Yeah.
flowers and the horse and then the crown.
Very Bridgerton.
Yeah.
Yes, very, very so. And I didn't even notice, but the colors coordinate. I
does.
kind of, it's not the same colors.
Wait,
Oh,
grab
come
a
on.
chicken, get
You
your
know you
ordering
always put on your clothes to match your yarn.
I do.
Now all of you match.
Look at that, the
All of us
chicken.
match all the time.
Isn't that fun?
But yeah, so I was happy to get that one done too, get it all blocked.
Well, I'm not going to call on anyone, but there are some who haven't shared yet.
Come
There
on,
you
Judith.
I'm on the last row of another sleeveless stuff.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
Nice.
It will be a folded picot hem. And now, well, it's lace, so it looks a little bizarre before I wash it.
oh.
Very pretty.
Very pretty.
Did you
Beautiful.
say you were gonna bind off with a picot?
Yeah, a picot hem.
Oh, that'll be cute. I don't know if I've ever seen that happen.
What a nice lace pattern that is.
Mm.
It is.
I picked it up in. I was shopping at. I don't know if the store exists in the States. It's called the Winners, and there was a skirt with this motif, this stitch pattern. So I took a picture, and I thought it was made differently than what it really was. So I did many swatches, and that's how it came. I like that it is not, how do you say, not staggered.
Diagonal?
Sorry?
Diagonal?
Yeah,
Biased?
yeah, they are almost aligned. They are not in diagonal. So
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
And you're saying you figured out how to do that stitch just by taking a picture of something else?
yes, because you can read the knit two together and slip, slip, knit and yarn over.
Judith, you're only a very early beginner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you haven't yet called yourself a designer.
Yep.
Then no, I copied
Yeah.
something that's not
Oh.
design.
Yeah.
Yeah, except
Yeah,
for it
it
was a
is.
skirt and this is
It was
like
a skirt,
top.
yes.
And you didn't have the pattern, you just looked at
Yeah.
it.
Far be it from me to say you're being untruthful, but something about your story doesn't add up.
We think you're far more advanced than you give yourself credit for, is
Yes.
what we're going
Yes.
for here.
Uh, Ron, I would like to ask a question concerning yarn or anyone else, I'm sorry. When we buy yarn online, same color of whatever brand, let's say you buy 7 skeins. Should they all, are they all by default in the same dye lot?
If
If
you're
it's
buying-
not mentioned, I mean.
It depends on who you're buying from. If
Okay.
I had yarn that was from different dye lots, I would send a message to let you know that they are different dye lots. But I wouldn't go so far as to say that that is a standard practice.
Oh, no? Okay.
It's ordering online is going to be a bit of a crapshoot, which I say as an online yarn retailer. I do a lot of my business online. So it is important to make sure that, you know, these are you're ordering from shops you trust or that are willing to communicate with you about it. Sending them an email and just saying, I'm ordering a big lot of yarn for my project. Are they all the same dye lot? And if they get back to you, that's someone you want to shop with.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, no, there is really no guarantee. Some shops just like, thank you for taking these last 7 balls that I've had for 15 years. Goodbye. Lose my number.
Yeah. I've had
Wow.
that where with my denim, Rowan denim,
Yes.
I got 2 different dye lots. So then I went to Webb's and I asked them, because they had it, do you have this dye lot? And they did, so thank goodness, right? But I was stuck with 4 or 5 skeins of a different dye lot.
Yeah. Okay.
We will even stop people in shop if we have like 3 of something and they need 8 of something. Like, well, I'll just take these, and then when you order 5 more, no. I mean,
Doesn't
order
happen
in
that
the
way.
bag and let you know when they are in, so they can all be one dye lot. I don't want you to get a third of the way through your sweater and the color changes completely. And because sometimes it's very, very different.
And sometimes it's not.
And sometimes it's not. Some brands are very, very consistent.
I will say that
Thank
most
you.
of the time when you order multiple skeins, they do come as the same dye lot. Maybe it's
That's what I thought.
usually from the factory. However, you really need to check to make sure that it is true. There was one sweater that I created that was published in Cast On magazine a few years ago. And it was before I learned to check the dye lots. I just assumed if you ordered a bunch of yarn from a factory that they would all be the same, and they were not the same. And it was a huge difference. And it looks like the top of the sweater is a shade lighter than the rest of the sweater. And so I was really disappointed about that. And I've always checked the dye lots after that. So it's just a warning. It can happen. And when it happens, it can be pretty disastrous for you. And
If it's unavoidable, there are always options. Hemlines, necks, cuffs are always a good place to hide these things. But sometimes it's just
if
like,
you know, yes.
there's a stripe. Sorry.
So once I discovered it on the second sleeve, I decided to try the technique of knitting helical between the 2 different dye lots to sort of even out. And that didn't work. It looked like they had horizontal stripes around the sleeve. It was that different.
Big difference.
And as I mentioned, it was for publication in Cast On magazine. And I had to ask a friend to use Photoshop to fix the discrepancies in the colors.
Oh, wow.
because it looked really bad and the magazine wouldn't have been able to use them.
Very quickly,
Wow.
just from an insider perspective, I'll give you something we've noticed as shop owners. For some things that like brand yarns for yarn shops, not big box yarns, but yarns for yarn shops, sometimes a color that you've used very, very recently will be suddenly discontinued out of nowhere, and a new colorway will be introduced that is incrementally different.
Mm.
And your yarn rep will tell you, this is not because the factory couldn't get that dye lot correct again. This is our new color. We've gone from robin's egg to seaside.
Oh, wow.
Cool.
But it happens. And like, we'll get a new yarn. Like, this is your new colorway, and we'll call it. Yeah, we discontinued robin's egg. That's seaside.
Nice.
That's clearly the same color, but the
The
dye.
different dye, yeah.
And that happens. It happens
Yeah.
kind of a lot. And I pull my beard. That's where Tim's beard went. So that can happen. But it is worth asking, if you get a yarn that is discontinued, they might have something that is as similar as an off dye lot, which sometimes is worth not scrapping your project. Sometimes it's not. So that's something that happens that probably a lot of people don't know.
Good to know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sumner, I'm remembering you had a question or a comment you wanted.
I can also email you. It's about your hoodie. So I have all the yarn for the hoodie.
Okay.
But I wanted it a little bit bigger in the shoulder. So I think I've just got to lie about the shoulder, because increasing the, kind of figured it out myself, increasing the ease is not going to touch the shoulder dimensions.
That's right.
So I wanted it a little bit bigger in the shoulder to be a baggier sweater. I think I'm just going to have to
You know
go
what?
in
The shoulder width is determined from the chest circumference. So you could, since you want more ease anyway, you could just say my chest circumference is bigger than I actually measure. That will make the shoulder width wider.
Oh, okay.
And everything
Oh,
else
that's
will
good
be
to know.
proportional.
Yeah, because I'm going to have enough yarn anyway. I always overbuy the yarn. So.
That
Okay.
reminds me, let me say again, you don't have to be telling the truth when you enter your measurements. You can adjust the measurements to make the sweater have the whatever measurements you want the sweater to have. And I meant to say that when I was showing my sweater, because for the very first time, I decided to use the 4-inch ease instead of the 2-inch ease on that sweater, because I wanted it to be a little looser. And I forgot that that was going to make the arm circumference 4 inches of ease also. And I had to modify the pattern in order to bring the yarn, the sleeve back down to the measurement I wanted, which was I wanted 16 and a half, and with 4 inches of ease, it was 18 and a half circumference. And so I modified the pattern, and I don't recommend other people try that. That's not the best way to do it. Check the measurements before you buy the pattern at Phrancko.com. Check all of the measurements, including the upper arm circumference. See, I don't even take my own advice. Check all the measurements and make sure they're what you want, and change whatever you need about your measurements to make the schematic show exactly the size you want. So I could have reduced my arm circumference by 2 inches and then used the larger ease, and it would have added those 2 inches back, and I would have had a 16 and a half inch circumference. Well, I think with that, we have pretty much completed our time today. Boy, didn't it fly by?
Yep.
Thank you all for coming. I hope to see you all again next week. And also, I hope we're joined by some more people.
And do your book report.
hello to all the virtual members out there who last this long and see us.
Hey, take
Bye-bye.
it easy.
Bye.
Bye
Bye,
bye.
everyone.
Good to see
Bye.
everyone.
Bye.